Good morning, guys and games. Forgive my appearance. As you can tell, I am traveling this good Sunday morning. I have a singing engagement a little bit later today. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to do this video, and I'm praying that it's going to be quick, but y'all know sometimes I can be a little long-winded too. So, oh, police, let me slow down. Sorry, y'all. So I had a friend who posted a question on Facebook. Well, he didn't really pose a question. He just said, it's hard opening up to people. And, I posted my comment under or whatever. And then I was talking to another friend last night. And it just confirmed, that I needed to go ahead and just do this video. So my suggestion to the young man. Now, first, let me just say this. I'm no counselor. I'm no preacher. I'm not licensed to do none of that. I can only give you guys my input on being on the receiving end of dealing with an emotionally broken man, I guess you can call it. Or that's what I call it, an emotionally broken man. I can only tell you guys what it feels like, or my advice on the receiving end. I'm not a man, so I can't try to, it's not what that is, to try and tell a man how to be a man and all other stuff. It's not any of that. It's just simply my advice on what I would suggest, when it comes to that. And my suggestion to him was, I told him I definitely understood, because I said people nowadays can be selfish. A lot of people are selfish in this world, so they don't take your feelings in high regard as you would theirs. Everybody's not gonna think the way you do, treat people the way you do. Their feeling, everybody's feelings are different, so it causes you to not trust, and makes you not, displaces your trust, so that you're not able to open up to anybody. And I also told him, I said, you should try counseling or therapy. I know, therapy, in the black community, that is so frowned upon, to take therapy or go to counseling or get some help. We have so many men, and I'm going to say black men, because I've only dealt with black men, and that's no offense to anybody else or any other race, because I'm sure they have issues as well. But we were taught growing up, as black families, period, stay out of other people's business, mind your business that pays you, and what goes on in this house stays in this house. And to a certain extent, yes, that is true. However, it definitely crippled the men, or the man of the family, as it relates to emotions. It's taken, for whatever reason, and what made me want to do this today and go ahead is because my friend that I was talking to last night, he said, that's how my grandfather was with me. He said, it was like, boy, suck that up, because he was talking about, my singing and stuff like that. And he said, yeah, sometimes I'm in a truck, because he drives trucks. And he said, I'm in the truck. He said, that gospel music can make you cry, sometimes. And I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, now I used to wouldn't do that. And it made me think, how black men are not allowed or taught to show emotions at all. And that's what he said, his grandfather would just be like, suck it up. And with him not having, I found myself thinking about my son. No, I don't have a man in the house like that. I'm single parent, obviously. But it makes me think, what am I doing to my son by telling him that sometimes? Suck it up. However, I can say that my child is definitely he's an emotional creature. And I guess that he gets that part from his mama. But that's not a bad thing. He will know how to show and express his feelings. The downside to that is, he could mess around and get a woman that just walks right all over him, and take advantage of it. And I think that's part of why most men do not want to open up or show emotions or feelings. And it goes both ways, women and men, but it's a lot harder for men to open up with that. Now, a lot of it could be too because of things that they've done and they feel like, oh, well, it's gonna come back on me, because you will reap what you sow. But even in taking all of that out of it, it's not good to hold all those emotions in, because you have to think about the damage that it's doing to your children, your family, as the head, or supposed to be the head of your family, or head of the household. You should be able to be so emotionally available that your children can come to you and speak to you or talk to you about how they're feeling or what they have going on. But holding that stuff in will definitely mess you up inside. It tears you up. It makes you have poor communication. And as we all know, no relationship can work unless you have effective communication. You don't have effective communication, there's no point at all. Even dealing with someone, and it affects all relationships, not just saying your husband, wife, or it could be a best friend or something, or somebody you just consider your homie or best friend or whatever. If y'all can't talk and communicate, if I can't tell you, hey man, you wrong, you out of line for doing whatever, or if I can't tell you or come to you and be like, I'm hurting, I'm upset, and most men will not do that. They're not going to tell their friends, oh, I'm hurt, I'm upset, no. And a lot of that is because we've put so much pressure on the man to be this tough and, strong. And I mean, they are tough and strong, but every now and then they have to have their moments to break down as well. Why they don't do it, it is beyond me. I'm not a man, so I don't know. That's something that I would have to ask a man. You guys tell me, what you men, please tell me, message me, inbox me. Why is it that you guys seem to be so emotionally unavailable as far as feelings go, or expressing your feelings, or crying, or any of that? I think the most that I saw and heard of any man crying or hurting or any of that was a year ago when Kobe Bryant passed away. And now this was a man that a lot of people did not know personally. And all of his friends obviously, yes, did. And that was very tragic. But I saw posts of men that I would have never thought that were, really hurt and upset and just really had been crying about it, or felt some kind of way about it. And it made me think, okay, well, they do have feelings. And I know you guys have feelings. I'm just saying sometimes it makes us think that you don't have feelings with certain things that you guys say or do. And if the man, in my opinion, gets whatever help or therapy or whatever is needed for him to be able to be emotionally available, it stops and breaks those generational curses of, well, my daddy told me or taught me, or my papa taught me, suck it up and don't cry and don't do this and don't do that. What is that saying to your son or your daughter when they get in relationships or friendships? It's just the cycle continues to have these broken people. And then hence, since you sending out your broken children into a world where they eventually have an attitude of, I don't care, or I don't, it's so much that comes behind a man not being emotionally available. And I don't even know if that's the correct term for me to even say, or call it. Maybe y'all call it something else. I don't know. But it's like, why do men not, or why do they have a hard time expressing their feelings or themselves? And the only thing I could gather was a lot of it is it's passed down. That's the way that they were raised. Not saying that these guys were raised bad, because they were probably raised in a different time. We were all raised differently, and in different times and stuff. So, I can't go off of or judge any of that. I can only go off of the guys or certain people that guys that I've dated or had discussions with. A lot of it was like, I was never taught how to really express my feelings, or and then when we try to be available to help you with that, it still becomes a point of shutting down. So, which is why my suggestion is definitely seek counsel, and seek wise counsel at that. Therapy. And that's not to say, I know you don't want everybody in your business and things. I get it, but sometimes I think it helps when you talk to just a complete total stranger. And in talking to my friend last night and just listening to some of the things that he was saying, and he was like, my friend, he wants me to go do this or do that, and I'm like, well, I've gotten too old to do this. And he's, and while he was talking, I said, when I was a child, I done those childish things, but now that I'm older, I put away those childish things. I'm a man, and that scripture's not quote unquote the exact quote, but y'all get what I'm saying. And so even in listening to him talk, because I knew I met this guy when I was like, I was a kid. I would come visit my cousin in Houston all the time, and so we all grew up together like friends and cousins. And so sitting and listening to him talk, and in the middle of him talk, I said, somebody was praying for you. And it makes me think a lot of times men don't really understand the power of prayer and how much prayer helps. And I mean, it's like this guy has done like a total turnaround, and he was just, and he said, I used to, we used to, when you would come down, we would be in clubs, like, we ain't even supposed to be in clubs doing what we, doing, but we were doing it. And he's like, I got kids now. I got stuff that, I have to look out for my family. I have businesses that I'm starting and doing, and I said, yeah, when you grow older, you have to put away those childish ways. And even in his mindset of, and like he told me his grandfather would tell him, suck it up, or you ain't got no business crying, or any of that. It just, he was like, now I'm at a point where I don't care, I cry. He's like, if it's something that has me emotional like that, I'm gonna cry. And that's not to say that the man is weak or any of that. We would like to see that emotional side every now and then, to let us know, hey, you're human. It's not that bad to show me that you have feelings or to express them. And everybody expresses their feelings different, so I do understand that too. But it just really made me want to pose a question of, what is it, or what was your reasoning, I guess, to the man? What is your reason of why you don't or cannot open up? I've even heard the different excuses, not excuses, but reasons of why they didn't open up is because, I trusted somebody once before, and I get it, because I'm the same way. Once you show me that I can't trust you, it's out of there, which in a way sucks, because I do also feel like, so it's kind of contradicting, I do also feel like, people do deserve second chances. First time, I might be a little shocked, surprised. Second time, that's on me, but I won't let it be a third, because you've already shown me. But anyway, that's a whole nother story in itself. But I just want to know, what is it, or what has in your life caused you not to be able to open up? And if the option is always there to go to counseling or seek counseling, would you go? Would you take the advice and go to counseling, whether you thought it was going to help or not? Say if it was to save your relationship. Say if you're married or fiance or girlfriend, whatever. If it were to save your relationship, would you go? If for no other reason for that, you never know what you could learn or what could happen inside the counseling session. So I just really want to know that, like, what is it that causes men, and I'm gonna say men, and I'm gonna say black men, to not open up and not be emotionally available? And would you go to counseling if need be? So anyway, that was just a little bit, and I was not trying to make this like this whole, that's a 16-minute video. Anyway, you guys be blessed. Pray for me. I'm traveling again. That's all I seem to have been doing, is traveling, but that's a good thing. You know, God is keeping me busy. Definitely pray for me, as I will be praying for you. But please, you guys, let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, you know, send me an inbox message, something. Just let me know, because I really would like to know the answer to that question. Maybe you can help a lot of us women out as to how to be more receptive of you and your emotional detachments, and what it is that we could maybe do to help you guys out. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Ew, Lord, and I look a mess. Why am I on here like this? Anyway, y'all have a great Sunday and be blessed. I love you all so much. Mwah.